Hey folks, when it comes to being prepared for emergencies and survival situations, there are certain items that you just can't afford to overlook. These are the things that you'll continually need, especially when the grid is down. Today, I want to take you through my top 15 essential items that you should stock up on. Of course, there are many more items that you can add to the list, but these are the ones that I believe are the most important. First up, we have toilet paper. Yes, it may sound silly, but it's an absolute must-have. It's not the easiest thing to store due to its bulk, but it's not expensive and can really make a difference in a survival situation. Stock up on the 12 packs and you'll be good to go. Another item that's always on my list is duct tape. The standard duct tape is great, but I highly recommend Gorilla Tape as well. It's super strong and can withstand extreme conditions. However, be careful not to go for the cheaper, lesser-known brands as they may not hold up as well. If you're going to rely on duct tape, you need to make sure it's going to stick. Lastly, I want to mention the 100-mile-an-hour tape that the US military uses. It's an excellent option and comes in various colors. It's a bit more expensive than regular duct tape, but it's worth the investment. Let me tell you about my survival kit, specifically the fire section. Fire is essential in any survival situation, and I always make sure to have a few rolls of duct tape with me. But I keep them in a cool and dry place to avoid it becoming sticky and unusable. To make sure I have a way to start a fire, I always grab a pack of lighters whenever I'm in line at Walmart or any store. I prefer Beck lighters as they work well most of the time, and I keep them all in a container along with different types of matches. When it comes to matches, I prefer Strike Anywhere matches, but I also have regular standard matches in a box. I've found that storm-proof matches are probably the best, but they are also more expensive. That's why I keep them in a waterproof container along with a little tender and striker on the side. This fire kit also includes my trusty Fair CM rod and different fire tenders, all carefully chosen to make sure I have everything I need to start a fire. So, in case of an emergency, I know I have everything I need to stay warm and cook food. When it comes to preparing for emergencies, I always make sure to stock up on matches and lighters. But there's more to it than just that. Batteries are an absolute must-have. In my experience, Duracell batteries last longer than any other brand, including Energizer. So I always make sure to keep plenty of them on hand. There are different types of batteries I keep stocked up for specific uses. For instance, I use CR123 batteries in a lot of my flashlights and optics. And for those small watch battery types, the 2032S are a big one. I buy those in bulk packs on eBay, so I always have plenty of spares. Now, while rechargeable batteries are great, I don't solely rely on them for long-term power needs. That's where the CR123S come in handy. They have a 10-year shelf life, so they're perfect for emergency situations. And of course, you can never have enough standard Duracell AA's and AAA's. In this electronic age, batteries are always in demand. So it's good to have a stockpile of them. And when you have batteries, you need flashlights. They're an essential tool for any situation, and they go hand in hand with batteries. One thing people may not realize is that flashlights can also be used for self-defense. This old Maglite, for example, can be used as a baton. And the Olight Warrior X, with its crenulated bezel, is also an effective tool for self-defense. In fact, flashlights are my #1 choice for a self-defense weapon. Let me tell you about the versatile headlight by Zebra Light, which is a step up in terms of functionality. It's not just a flashlight, but it also doubles up as a lantern that can be used in situations where candles just don't cut it. It's compact and easy to carry, making it the perfect companion for any outdoor adventure. What's more, it comes with a powerful flashlight at the front, giving you multiple lighting options. Now, you may be wondering why you need to hoard flashlights. Well, the thing is, electronics can be unpredictable, and flashlights tend to fail when you least expect them to. That's why having extra flashlights as backups is crucial. And since light is your #1 security tool, it's always a good idea to have a reliable source of light. Speaking of reliable light sources, candles are a great option, especially during power outages. Recently, when our power went out due to a blown transformer, we had plenty of candles to light up the house. We were able to conserve our flashlight batteries and use them only when needed. There are plenty of inexpensive candle options available, ranging from tea light candles to 12-hour candles. You can start with cheaper options and gradually build up your collection. Now, let me tell you about unscented bleach. Not only is it great for cleaning, but but it can also purify water, which is a critical aspect of bleach. When you're in a survival situation and need to find a source of clean water, unscented bleach can be a lifesaver. So, make sure you have a bottle or two stored away for emergencies. One of the must-haves is unscented bleach, which can serve many purposes. You can go with a brand name or a generic one. Just make sure it's unscented. In our case, we have 2 big Berkeys for drinking water, but having bleach on hand is always a good idea. Another item that is incredibly versatile is the plastic bag. Specifically, contractor bags are the way to go. They are heavy-duty and can be used as a tarp, a poncho, or even to carry things. We always keep them in our go bag. Stock up on the heavy-duty ones, but it's also useful to have compact bags for when you need them. Aside from contractor bags, it's also a good idea to keep small grocery bags. They can hold small items and make it easy to haul them around. Plus, they're free. Tarps are also essential to have on hand, and we recommend getting the standard ones. You never know when you might need to cover something up or create a makeshift shelter. We have a variety of tarps available, ranging from heavy-duty ones to camo and canvas tarps. I like to keep them in plastic if we're storing them, just to keep them nice and clean. Tarps are incredibly useful. If you have an environmental accident or if a tree limb goes through your house, you can put a tarp over it to cover it up. And if you have a broken window or need to create a shelter, tarps have got your back. You can even lay them down on the ground if you're in a bug-out situation. But that's not all. Socks are another must-have item in any survival kit. They are often overlooked, but they can be a game-changer in tough times. A good pair of quality socks can last longer and protect your feet from the elements. We have a variety of socks available, from woolen ones to sport socks. The main thing is, you need to be able to protect your feet. It's one of the most important things when it comes to survival. Did you know that socks are the #1 item that homeless people need? And yet they are the least donated item. So, if you're thinking of donating to a homeless shelter or organization, consider donating socks. Yes, socks. They might not seem like a big deal, but having a good supply of clean, warm socks can make all the difference in a tough situation. Consider donating some to a local shelter, but make sure to keep a stash for yourself too. And let's not forget about salt. It's not just for flavoring your food, it's actually a crucial part of your diet. Make sure to store salt in a cool, dry place and opt for iodized salt for an added health boost. In a grid-down situation, processed foods won't be as readily available, so keeping a supply of salt is a no-brainer. Now let's talk gardening. If you're planning to grow your own food, make sure you have non-hybrid seeds on hand. Heirloom seeds are a great choice, as they can be harvested and replanted season after season. And trust us, trying to start a garden for the first time in a crisis is not easy. Next up, propane. There are so many things that can be powered by propane, from grills to lanterns. Make sure to keep a stash of small camping propane cylinders on hand, as well as extras for your grill. And speaking of lanterns, don't forget to stock up on lamp wicks and oil. Without those, your lantern is useless. Cordage. This might not be something you've thought of before, but having a good supply of versatile cordage is a must. 550 cord is a great choice, as it's rated up to 550 pounds and has 7 strands that can be utilized in a variety of ways. Ensuring you have plenty of paracord is a must. Trust me, I use it all the time, and it's always handy to have around. Stocking up on water, food, and other essentials is a no-brainer, but don't forget about medical supplies. It's crucial to keep the essentials like gauze, tape, and splint material, as well as more advanced items like tourniquets and chest seals, which can save a life in an emergency situation. One of my go-to medical kits is the AMP3 Outfitters Kit. This thing is like having a whole clinic in a roll. It's definitely not cheap, but it has everything you need, and it's put together by a USNR doctor. Having a well-stocked medical kit and adding to it regularly is just plain smart. And remember, there are other items that you might want to consider, so be sure to check out the comments section for some helpful tips from the community. We're all here to help each other, and that's why I do these videos, to help you be prepared. Be strong, be courageous, and may God bless America.